Hello, welcome to another Weathers Away. Today we're back in West Sussex. Behind me, as you can probably see, is Stansted House. We've parked in Stansted Park car park, and we'll be doing a circular walk of about 5 miles. It's the first week in September. We've had a lot of rain in the past few days, so it's nice for the sun to be out again. So really looking forward to this. Okay, let's go walking. Okay, the route begins by just leaving that car park and following a little track over a little hill. Trees begin to turn. So we come over that little hill there onto this road, and when the road turns right, we just want to go straight ahead. Alright, so when you get to this gate, the Stansted House is fairly obvious. And we'll be following the track that just cuts off to the left. Now this is actually a cricket pitch, first mentioned in 1751, I believe, where Swindon played Portsmouth here, seemingly watched by a crowd of over 5,000. I believe cricket is still played here today. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's a field gun course. For those of you old enough to remember the Royal Tournament at Earls Court, and one of the highlights was the field gun races between two Royal Navy teams. It was discontinued because of the cost, etc. So I've not seen this setup for quite a while. Presumably they had some sort of field gun display going on. So these are the two walls, and that's the chasm in the middle. And the idea was you get a cannon over the wall, over the chasm, and back again. I wish I knew that was going on. That'd be, let's say I've not seen it for a while. That'd be nice to see. So when you get to this lane here, we just want to be turning off right. We're actually on the Monarchs Way now, and I'll talk more about the Monarchs Way in a minute. Okay, so off to the right. I must have seen the Monarchs Way sign so many times over the years, but I've never really looked at it closely. So the Monarchs Way is a 625 mil long distance path from Worcester to Shoreham in West Sussex, and it follows the escape route of Charles II after his defeat at the Battle of Worcester in 1651. Now if you look at the way marker, there's a ship, and that's the ship called Surprise, and it was a collier ship that took Charles II over the channel from Shoreham. There's also the Prince of Wales feathers and the royal oak tree, the silhouette of the royal oak tree. Okay, when you get to a right hand turn here, we want to follow the lane up to the right. You'll see the Monarchs Way signs on your left. There's actually a network of footpaths in this area, so you can easily extend the distance or make it shorter. It's always inviting when you look down at one of these footpaths and you just although with this one it's barely discernible. I mean, I passed this a couple of months ago and it was a track straight through a field of corn, I think it was. Fantastic view. See the hills of the Isle of Wight, the Langston Harbour. So the first couple of miles is actually on a really good track. It's a lane actually, but I've never ever seen a car coming along here. So in the winter months when it's a bit muddy, it might be an option for a nice walk without getting onto any of the more rougher tracks. So we're still on the Monarchs Way. In about half a mile or so we'll be turning off this lovely, nice, easy to walk on track. And get onto a more conventional off-road footpath. I'm glad to report the sun's still shining. Temperature is just right, not too warm, not feeling any chill. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. When we come to a three-way track junction, we just want to be carrying on forward down the lane, keeping on the Monarchs Way. Everywhere is still surprisingly green, given that it's the first week in September. I've noticed the ferns begin to turn brown, but apart from that, everything still looks pretty lush. Probably all that rain we've had over the past few days. So when you get to the point in the lane where it starts going quite steeply downwards and bends to the right, there's a gateway over on the left there. This is the point where we'll be leaving the Monarchs Way. Just looking at those hills there in the background. That's a walk for another day, but it does look inviting. And a climb for another day, looking at the height of that. If you were to carry on down the Monarchs Way, you'd come to a village called Stoughton. Well, there's a nice pub there. And just to extend your walk, you can then do a loop backwards, back to Stansted House. But for us at the moment, we're going to be leaving the Monarchs Way. There is a little path there just to the left, and that's just a little shortcut that takes you onto the track that we want to be on. But it can get overgrown, so I'll show you the official track. There we go. So if you're heading down there, then you're going the wrong way for this walk. We want to be turning left. Okay, about 40 metres or so, you'll come to a track junction. There is a track that goes off to the right, which runs parallel with the one that we're on for a little while, but then starts cutting a bit northwards. So the track we want is just to the left. It must be coffee time, surely. I say that because there's a little spot here in the woods where there's a lot of fallen trees, and they just make nice benches. Although it's only been a couple of miles and it's been an easy walk, pleasant walk, so in no way am I tired and need to sit down, but it's just tradition. Get the flask out, get the sandwich out. There we go, this looks like my seat for the next 10 minutes. Flask out time. Lovely peaceful spot here, especially on a hot sunny day. Nice bit of shade, peaceful, just listening to the birds. I think the actual area is called Watergate Hangar. Right, let's get back onto the track again. So just after coming out of Watergate Hangar, you come to a gate which is private, so the actual footpath just cuts off to the left. It looks a bit overgrown, but it opens up in a short while, so it's okay. So we left that rather overgrown track, and what people seem to be doing now is following the edge of the field, because it does become a bit impassable, the track we were on, and it's only for a short while. We join the track again in a minute or so. There we go, back on the track. So it was only about 30 seconds or so walking along the side of the field, and now we're back on the official footpath. I'm not sure what this cottage is called. It's not got a name on the OES map, but the track we've been on will end here, and we'll join a lane which will run down the other side of that hedgerow there, down to the farm there. So there's the cottage just to my right, and we'll follow the track down to the farm. got me a curve in the lane, and this is Broadreed Farm. Now I don't know if it's these cottages that consist of the farm are owned by the estate, but I believe they are rented out as holiday homes, holiday lets. So after you get to Broadreed Farm, you'll come to a little track junction, and there is a footpath that goes off to the right, but we'll be going left, carrying up the lane. Okay, the next little junction, just at a cottage. Footpath can go left or right. We'll be going right on this walk. You could go left, which would take you back down to the Monarchs Way, then you could cut along the way we came out, but just for a bit more variety, we'll be going this way, so keep right. You may recognise this. This is where we cut off on the Monarchs Way on the way out. There we go. See the house behind me there, so means we're almost finished. Last little track back to the little car park. But what we're actually going to do, we're going to cut into the grounds of Stansted House. There's a nice walled garden there. There's the Piccadilly tea rooms. There's a garden centre if you need it, and a farm shop. So it's a nice way to end the day actually. So if you fancy a cup of tea and a slice of cake, afternoon tea, or just sit and have a drink, it's a good way to end it. There is also a nice little picnic spot if you don't want to sit with the sometimes crowds that you get. It is a popular place, so nice little spot for a picnic there in good weather. So that's us. We're back at the car park. We just had a quick look around the walled garden. Didn't partake in any tea or cake because we've had enough coffee on this walk so far. It was just over 5 miles perhaps. Weather was perfect, bit of sun, never get too warm. And so please like if you enjoyed what you saw, and if you do the walk itself, then please let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. It just makes it easier to get these walks out to you. So once again, thanks for watching, and goodbye.